Man, we are really bad at podcasting. I mean, you are.
Welcome to the Unnamed podcast, hosted by two men who display the highest level of professionalism.
Why is this my dead air?
I'm a national joke now. I can't even eat fucking 11 candies.
Respect for their listeners.
No, I'm just saying, if you want your podcast to be more interesting or entertaining, you could definitely, be funnier, put stuff out there.
Dead air is always the best way to bring in listeners.
And each other.
Look, I'm just saying, Mike, that maybe you could be a little more considerate, okay? You've been kind of a dick.
You're all lashing out like a little bitch.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fucking kill you when the show's over. It's not easy being a single guy that lives by himself with two cats. You gotta fuck a pillow at some point and call it a girl.
Jesus Christ!
Hello.
What?
Hello. Christopher?
Michael, how are we?
I don't know. How are we?
I'm feeling, I'm in a dark place right now.
Are you?
I'm in a dark place.
You look like you're in a dark place, but it's because you really don't have many lights on in here.
Yeah, and I think the dirty t-shirt, unshaven. I'm clearly in a very dark place right now.
How long has it been since you shaved your face?
Couple days.
Okay. I was going to say, because if you were going to tell me like a week,
yeah.
I mean, you'd look like you had like a stubble of I don't know, somebody who just started growing a beard.
A young girl. Okay.
I don't know if I was going to say that. But hey, welcome everybody. Sorry we're late again.
It's my fault.
Thank you for falling on the sword.
Yep, it was my fault.
Thank you.
It's my fault.
Usually it's me taking the blame for that.
I had to go down to the welfare office and pick up my check before they closed. So it was, I apologize for that.
Well, technically you're not on welfare though.
Yeah, that was the joke. Jesus Christ, Mike. I gotta break this down for you. Oh, God.
You didn't let me finish.
Start over. Start the whole show over.
No, I'm not gonna start over.
Come on.
All right.
Wow, man, we're really bad.
Just kidding.
Just joking.
You ruined the Kanye vibe though. That was a really good.
Yeah, that was very.
That was a really good. That was a really good loop.
Yeah, I love the Kanye.
That was a
loop.
nice.
You know I love the Kanye.
I know you do.
That's a solid loop.
That was a nice, nice little music that I had going there. I had a friend of mine suggest that we have a music bed because, it keeps things going, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know what sort of music we'd have in the background here.
Yeah, it's a little morning.
Do we
zoo.
need something like need something extreme, like an extreme guitar?
Yeah, because some Journey going.
Oh yeah, Journey.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine or some shit. Which is not Journey, I know, before someone in the chat room is a dick about it.
So, Chris, lots of happenings with you since the last time we spoke.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has worked out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's worked out.
Yeah, it's been good.
A lot of stuff's worked out great for you.
Things have been looking up for me.
What? What sucks? Somebody in the chat room said something sucks.
They're referring to, I believe, the O'Reilly video. It's supposed to probably say "fucking thing sucks."
Oh, I have not seen that video.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I mean I've heard reference to it, and I know what the reference is about, but I don't know.
I gotta say that's probably one of the top viral videos I've ever seen.
Really?
It's like one of my all-time favorite things.
What is your all-time favorite viral video?
That is a really tough question.
Wow. Did you really just not give... You just didn't give that any thought?
I'm thinking about it right now before your very eyes. My favorite viral video.
Mhm.
Man.
Whoa. What is that?
Wow.
Anyway. So, Chris, you are... you when we last spoke to you, you were the... you were an illustrious award-winning journalist.
Internationally recognized.
Yep. Internationally recognized.
Yep.
Although you weren't published in the Atlantic, so...
Inside joke.
That's inside. But now...
Yeah.
You're not employed anymore.
I'm not employed anymore. If any listeners don't know.
What happened? What happened, Chris?
Well...
What happened?
If someone tells you that you don't have to wear pants to work, don't believe
Man,
them.
I tell you what, I've fallen for that so many times.
It is the classic. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, your legs are pretty pasty.
Well,
so I can
they
see
sure
why
are. Yeah.
I could see why people would be very offended if you didn't come in wearing pants.
Even beyond the whopper of a penis that I got, the pale legs I think were even more terrifying.
Oh God. What is it? We are 10 minutes into the show now? I thought we were going to
You're already asking about my dick.
No, I didn't ask. I did not ask.
All you've been talking about. Like, what are they offended about?
Anyway,
Eyeing it.
let's talk about why you were
Gross.
canned from Patch.
Okay.
Let's talk about why you're sacked.
Why I was sacked, if you will.
Sacked, yes. Why?
I think I was...
Tim Armstrong came up to you, put his sack on your on your forehead, and
He
said,
did.
Get the fuck out."
He's a very rich man.
You said, "Can I stay here for a few minutes? Is it okay if I stay here?"
He is very nice. I'm sure his balls are pretty well manicured.
Well, he is making out in this whole deal.
I think he's worth about $500 million.
Really?
$500 million. And I don't mean a dollar bill.
$500 bill, y'all.
No, I mean like 500 mil. 500 mil. Or something like that.
Youch. Man, well, I don't know.
You're still commenting over there, right? You're having a good time on the Malden Patch site?
I wouldn't say I'm having a good time. See, it's not the same without Chris either.
I'm not gonna be offended if you still comment over there. It's fine. I mean, I have my own plans
Sure.
to hurt Mark's feelings.
Marco is a very nice guy.
He is.
He's a very
He
nice
might
guy.
even be listening, so
Oh.
I'm gonna say some shit that he needs to hear.
We are all just all right. We're all
riveted.
We're all waiting for you
Mhm.
to just finally spew your venom that you've been holding in.
That I've been holding in.
You've been holding this in for two. You've been holding in the real stuff for 2 years. The real stuff.
The real stuff.
I mean, you get little glimmers of Chris Caesar.
Right. Right.
But
shining through, but
yeah, but they wouldn't see the real. They wouldn't see the real Chris Caesar. Malden Patch. Most of Malden is actually pretty ignorant to what who the real Chris Caesar is.
Of course.
And of course, what Chris Caesar's real feelings are. Well, they did get a little glimmer of your real feelings when you called everybody in the city a bunch of whiners. That was awesome, by the way. That was fucking awesome.
You know, it's funny. Dan Damania is in the chat room right now.
Dan Damania.
Damaniac. And he was very good about that. I think.
Sweet Dan. Dan's a sweet guy.
Yeah, Dan's a sweet man. I think people upstairs were a little like, the fuck is he doing? I don't know. Maybe Dan can tell us now that we don't work together. Maybe Dan really hated it and was just afraid of me, probably.
Maybe Dan could call the show.
Dan should call the show.
I'm a horrible host. I have not given out the number. It's
okay. I mean,
1-855
drunk in my house, so.
Well, I'll give out the number first. 1-855 Zen Boob. or bomb.
Big old boobs.
I wanted to use bomb, but Chris said no.
I insisted on boobs.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did. So I've tried to promote one of our Facebook posts, and Facebook rejected it because it said boob.
Is that so?
And I wrote a really angry email back, and I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? Boob is considered vulgar." And this asshole Tyler, he emailed me back and said, "Our decision is final."
Oh, sorry, Tyler.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tyler.
So fuck
Didn't
you,
mean
Tyler.
to upset you, Tyler.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Tyler does not care for that kind of terminology.
No, sir.
Tyler's decision is final. It's done. That is Tyler's decision. Do we have a caller?
We have a caller.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited.
And you just can't hide it. And the screening, this call screener sucks. I can't believe I'm paying 15 cents per screen on this. It says, and the main test. So, should I call you Mr. And or Mr. Test caller?
Is the caller on?
Yeah, is the caller on?
Is the caller there?
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Is that Dan the Maniac?
Dan,
Hello, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
we need a theme song for Dan the Maniac.
We do,
the
yeah.
Maniac.
We should have gotten a Tasmanian Devil thing going.
Is there a song called "The One Who Got Away"? I don't know.
Oof. Ouch.
Well, Dan, thanks for
And
calling
the boy,
in.
Dan, welcome to the show.
you did call everybody in the city of Malden a bunch of whiners. That's true.
That was awesome.
Yeah, you were my boss at that point, right?
Yes, I was. I was your boss, and I immediately got a, what is he doing? Calling everybody whiners. And I said, I think you guys might be reading too much into this. Maybe we should all take a deep breath. And then I had to go to Chris and give him the
And then you
typical spiel of
fucking
like,
flipped out.
Chris, your personality is part of what makes you great on social media, but, you should come in with a little tact and blah, 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 blah. You heard it a million times.
I did hear that a lot, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I'm glad that it wasn't upsetting you, Dan. That's all. I'm very glad about that.
I'll tell you what, it really entertained me. That's for sure. That's for sure. Dan, I want to know.
I just want.
Oh, go
yeah.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I know.
Chris,
I think the only thing Chris ever did that upset me is when he showed up late twice in 1 week to a meeting, and I had to walk him around Melrose and like, don't make me wait for you. But other than that, it was a very pleasant working relationship.
I'll say this. I'll say this, Dan. When you left, it was the beginning of the end. Really, it really was.
Truly, I would say so as well. Yeah.
Honestly, like when you left, and I'm just a reader. I don't even work there. but you could definitely tell that Chris's new overlords were not. Well, actually, I shouldn't say all of your bosses, Chris, were that bad, because you worked for. Who did you work for after Dan?
I can't remember.
You do remember.
I don't recall.
You do remember.
You guys kept it organized after I left, I see.
Chris essentially worked for himself, I guess. and obviously that went well.
I worked for someone that I don't want to completely trash, but
so you saying you don't remember is a fucking lie. Why don't you just say that?
Of course it's a fucking lie. It's a PR deflection. It's a deflection. I don't recall, Senator.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, dude.
I see.
Come
All
on
right.
now.
All right, whatever. Fine. So you don't want to throw anybody on the bus.
Right.
Fine. So you have integrity. Fine.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just don't want to be mean, I guess.
You're right. You have. Anyway, I'm not saying you throw anybody under the bus.
Sure.
By the way, I'm being factual here and saying you worked for so and so, and
No, I'm the person who throws people under the bus after I leave, apparently, on Facebook.
Oh yeah, we were all gawking at that. Good old yeah.
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 What?
Yeah.
Dan wrote a very nice thing on Facebook about how some people left and they shouldn't, I guess, take it personally because they're just kind of a number in the overall corporate formula of Patch and trying to make the company go black. And one of the current people there took that to mean that I guess Dan thought everyone that was still worked at Patch was an idiot. Which I didn't. I don't think I said at all.
So Dan, did you say that in your post? Did you say everybody that's left over at Patch, you're a fucking idiot? Did you say that? I can't picture you saying that.
In mild defense of the people who were offended,
here we go.
I did say that the people who faced layoffs, at least the people that I saw, were among the most talented and skilled people that they had at the company. And I knew for a fact that there were still people at the company who continually had gotten poor reviews, were underperforming, their sites weren't doing well, they weren't doing the job very well, and those people ended up staying. That's not everybody, but there are a number of people like that. And it just really frustrated me and angered me that the people I knew that were talented were the ones going to be out of a job, and these other people still had a job. And apparently this was taken as meaning that I thought that everybody still there was terrible and awful, which was not the case. But maybe I could have phrased it a little bit better than that.
Dan, could we have a comprehensive list of people who are underperforming, and could we have like first name, last name, and
Social Security?
No, I'm not going to ask for that.
Social Security numbers.
No, and Patch site, please. In comma separated format, please.
Well, like Chris, I wouldn't want to throw anybody under the bus. But
God,
everybody, people at Patch know who the good performers are and who
Dan?
the bad performers are. They know it.
And
it's not to say that it's not to say that there's not still some very talented people within that company that are still there.
You know what, Dan? I've had about enough of you. So, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think another thing you touched on, Dan, is that I went so far as to call it a kind of cultish organization. But
Patch Strong,
all that
so
stuff.
Stupid.
Seemed to have a real some kind of corporate culture there where criticism was just perceived as this attack. Did you ever feel like any criticisms fell on deaf ears over there?
Oh yeah, well it's that thing. There's something to be said about wanting to cultivate a positive atmosphere where it's like, hey, we're going to go get it together. We're doing this big, hard thing, and I know you guys are working long hours, but we're going to make it, and we're going to do it together. There's something to be said for trying to cultivate an atmosphere like that, but when it starts to become tone deaf and when people are raising legitimate, it's not that they're complaining, that they're raising, well, maybe we should do things this way, or maybe we should do things that way, and we might know because we're the people actually on the ground doing the work. And when people who raise those types of concerns and criticisms, not because they don't like the company or they don't like the job, but they want it to succeed, and it becomes a casting of, well, you're a naysayer. That's a pretty bad atmosphere, and it ends up creating the exact opposite culture of what they want to intend. Is that we don't feel like a team. You don't feel like we're all in this together because I'm trying to participate. I'm trying to make things better, and you guys won't listen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, anytime you raise criticism there, it felt like a kind of personal thing with, I guess, some people. It seems like there's...
You know what, though? It is, not to minimize it, but it is like that pretty much everywhere. It's like, probably not to the degree that it was at Patch, and, but... I've encountered that at every one of the jobs I've been at, and it's stupid. These are grown-ass people, so it's...
Well, not only are they grown-ass people, but they're journalists. Right. And they don't seem to have the same skepticism that they would, I guess, put there. They just didn't realize how much of an, cliched message they were sending. Like, the press just hates us and all this stuff. Like, actually, maybe there's something there.
I'm surprised
I don't know.
I'm surprised at the thin skin that a lot of the Patch editors have. Yeah. A lot of them, like you and Roberto, I think, were the two guys who had the thickest skin. I thought. Roberto didn't take a lot of crap, but on his articles, but he did used to do Malden Patch, right?
Roberto is heroic.
I mean,
Yeah.
Roberto is like an actual like career journalist, right? Like, he's like actually
Totally.
making a career out of this.
Yeah,
For
sure.
whatever reason. But I mean, I liked his work. But him and you, he and you, I think had the thickest skin that I saw, and I'm just surprised that like, I don't know, a lot of these guys who call themselves journalists, and they cannot take any, like when I'm criticizing criticizing the sponsored posts. People get very offended at that. And it's like, who cares?
The editors do.
Yeah, they seem to get very offended. And
Do you have an example of that?
well, I mean, your former boss called me an asshole, so
Me?
No. he's
I'm-
he's referring to my to
No.
your predecessor, who did call you an asshole in a private conversation to me. In fairness, but not on the site. But she does think you're an asshole, and she's probably right.
oh, she's definitely right. I'm not
Yeah.
going to dispute that. I mean, she's got me pegged for sure. But to call me an asshole based on me poking fun at her sending you out to go videotape a fucking parking lot.
That was when I knew I wanted to die. That was the exact
You were
moment.
so bullshit. You were so.
I was so mad.
You were so pissed. Dan, I want to know something. What is the one moment that Chris like actually pissed you off? Like where Chris did something, you're like, oh, Chris, what the fuck?
He was pretty mad that time I slept in twice in a row.
So,
Yeah, that was the one time I was truly angry with Chris.
wow.
Is that I showed up. We had to have every other week. I would
man.
meet one-on-one with my editors. How you doing? What's going on with the site? What's your workload? What are you working on now? Here's the requirements you met. Here's the requirements you haven't met. And so I show up. Usually met him on Tuesdays at Abiata Cafe on Pleasant Street, and he just didn't show up. And I'm like, I shot him a message. I'm like, I have to go to my next meeting. He's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, we're gonna reschedule this. He's like, okay. I'm like, you're gonna meet me. I think it was like Thursday or Friday in Melrose. And so I show up there, and he was like a half hour late again, and I just left. And then
What an ass.
he called me as he was getting there. He texted me as he was getting there. And he's like, hey, I just got here. I'm like, great. I'm turning around.
Oh,
So-
you sent him a text. Oh,
Yeah,
you
you
sent him
know,
a text. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
And then I had the
Very
long
unprofessional.
conversation with Chris about the nuts and bolts of the job and how you just got to take all that stuff. And he did actually. He did fine from there on out.
He's probably like, oh, God
Better
damn.
than fine.
He's probably like, God damn it, Dan. God damn that Dan.
The
Gotta get up.
funny part
Oh,
is
gotta get up
the
early.
funny part is Mike. Is you mentioned Mike. You mentioned like your snarky comments on the where did the Boston Strangler live? Here's a picture of an intersection. You mentioned the
Yes.
and one of the funny things about Patch is for an online only company that was really big about using social media and about being online and engaging in conversation, didn't seem to quite understand how internet conversation actually works. Like people would be dismayed at Chris's tone on Twitter or Facebook. And I kept trying to say to him, this is why he's so successful.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because he's got a personality, because he knows he knows that kind of tone and language, and Chris would definitely push the envelope, but that's part of the tone. And people, and there was an extreme amount of people within the company. Well, not an extreme amount of people, but there was a significant amount of people within the company who just didn't understand that kind of tone or voice. And I think at one point, Chris got lauded by somebody who worked in social media down at headquarters, and I think it kind of blew people around here away because they're like, "Really, that's good?" I was like, "Yeah, it's good to have that type of tone."
wow. Somebody ratted on you to the main office.
No, someone, the head of social media there said that I was his favorite Twitter account.
Okay. All right. I see.
And that
Sorry,
was
my
that was
bad.
great.
I mixed
That
up
was a
two
good
stories
day.
there. Wow. Well, what's pretty amazing to me is that the moment where Dan was the most mad at you was just showing up late, not calling a whole city a bunch of whiners. I remember that comment thread. That comment thread was out of control. It was like it went on for like a week. It got like 200 something comments. People going back and forth like, "Well, Chris, why don't you shut up?" Oh, you don't know anything. Oh, Mike G, suck a dick. Oh, you know, like
yeah, they were really. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing to be grateful for is that Patch. Even though Patch, one of my gripes with Patch is that people could kind of be still be sort of semi-anonymous. They could sign up with some sort of fake email address or something like that. But they never really. I feel like they never really enforced or leveraged Facebook as much as they could have. But at least it's not Topics.
Right.
Holy shit, Topics is the Wild West.
That is a fucked up place.
It is. It's like, you can make up any name you want to from post to post to post. Whew, boy. But the halcyon days of Patch with Chris Underdan.
It's good times. Good
Well,
times.
it's funny when I was.
Good times.
It's funny you mentioned the names because when I was one of the first patch editors in Massachusetts when I launched Melrose in. Geez, when did I launch Melrose? Like beginning of May 2010. And at the time, the terms of use very clearly stated no aliases. So I, being somewhat of a hard ass, required everybody who signed up to use their full name, first and last. And if they didn't, I would boot them. This is also why my comment totals were always so low, which they did track.
Yeah, didn't
and
you?
then so gradually I went away, and they eventually amended the terms of use to say something along the lines of, we encourage but do not require you to use your real name, and that was pretty much the end of that. And that was just as I was transitioning into the regional editor role. And I'm just like, good luck with that, guys.
Yeah. In fact, I remember I started to use my real name, my full name, when I first posted there when I was like the IT guy, and then I started to realize that the commenters are just too stupid. They're too good to not mock, and probably, using my real name is probably not going to do me much good there if I want to live here for a long time.
They're vindictive nuts here.
I mean, yeah, the name Mike G around the city is not it's not a well received name. I don't think, because I could be mixed up with two different. It could be.
There are two shitty Mike G's.
Yeah, I know, and as if I weren't shitty enough.
And now you got competition.
I know. Well,
for the shittiest Mike G.
I'm okay with letting that other Mike G win.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like he is winning, to be quite honest. But well, Dan, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm not kicking you off, but
get the fuck out.
Well, I kind
No,
of
that's fine. There's a Patriots game. I have to go continue watch them fumble and basically screw up.
I'm sorry, Dan.
It's not a good night so far. This is better.
Dan, what are you doing now? By the way, like now that what's your post patch life like?
Are you happier, Dan?
My post patch life. I currently work at the city of Somerville in the communications department. I went to the dark side and started working for them and started being the people who were trying to push out PR and manage reporters instead of trying to get the people who were revealing stuff. No, we're very transparent and open up there.
Yeah,
right.
So
yeah.
Can I call 311 in Somerville and get to you? Does Somerville?
If you call 311, you will not get to me. You will not get to me. I do not have to answer those calls, although I see what comes in.
Fuck. Oh, really? Do you?
Just to make sure that we're on top. Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations for making it out, and
Godspeed, Dan.
And thank you for crafting Chris Caesar into the
young man that I am. Yeah.
Into the no, I didn't say that. The respected journalist that he is today.
I'm proud of the work I did in molding and creating him into the man he is today.
All right, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Have a good night.
Good luck, Patriots.
You too, guys.
Bye.
Oh, Chris, you've never seen a sport in your life.
Well, no, the Patriots are good.
No, they're not.
They're really
No, they're not.
strong.
Well, that was nice. That was nice to hear from Dan.
Dan's a great guy.
Dan is, Dan is a good guy. I really liked Dan when, when and again, I totally mean it. And then when he left, it was like, you could see kind of the start of the slide. Because I think Dan, absorbed a lot of shit for you, and he was kind of like, okay, guys, why don't you lighten up a little bit?
Yeah, he was.
I mean, you could, it's good to have it is good to have a boss that you can relate to, and who knows what I think it took Dan a little while to figure you out, but once
it took them all a while.
Once he, well,
and I don't blame them for that. I'm a fucking weirdo, so it's fine.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy, so it's fine.
So, 1-855-ZEN boob.
Anyone wants to call in? Anyone wants to jive with a couple crazy motherfuckers?
If they're so zany.
Wacky.
We are totally wacky. If any former patch editors want to talk to us, any former patch employees who may have not made it out of this round, I want to know. I want to know the soft. I want to see the soft, wet underbelly of patch.
The soft, wet underbelly.
Yeah, I want to know all the dirty secrets.
Oh, we got another call here.
All right, this is from
603.
603.
It's the New Hampshire number.
Should we take it?
I don't know.
Blank. Ooh, it's a mystery.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, before we do, you are having a classy martini, right?
It's a Manhattan, technically, yes.
Manhattan. Well, I don't know. That's fucking fruity drinks you drink.
Fruity drink, really?
Yeah, it's totally
like pure bourbon, but fun.
There you go. I wanted to get a nice little music bed for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
sure.
a lot.
Little Mad Men going on there for you. If
So-
only I can get it friggin' right.
Yeah, is that Mad Men?
That is Mad Men. Have you ever seen Mad Men?
Yeah, I don't recognize that, though.
That's from the DVD.
Oh, I see.
Don't worry about it, Chris. I got it all figured out. Here we go. It's from the Blu-ray DVD. Ooh, fancy.
Oh, wow.
You don't even have a friggin' TV in
It's
here.
the DVD John Draper would watch his white self.
I don't think John Draper watched DVDs.
If he was alive.
He is still alive. He's John Hamm. You're such an idiot, Chris.
The character
Let's
is
take this
dead.
call from New Hampshire, okay?
New Hampshire.
How do you know the character? Oh, spoiler alert. How do you know the character's dead? Jesus Christ, Chris.
In 2013? Come
Fuck.
on, idiot.
Fuck, man.
Just answer the goddamn
I knew
call.
having you on the show was a fucking bad idea.
You are a travesty, sir.
You know what? I'm glad that you got fired from Patch. How about that? I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
It's okay.
Hello, New Hampshire.
Hello. I just wanted to welcome Chris to the other side.
The other side?
Yeah. I'm proud of you, pal.
What's the other side? The post-patch side?
Yeah, you survived. You're one of us now.
It feels good. Well, I haven't survived yet. I'm still kind of...
Well, I think you have the best deal. You can, sit out and eat grapes and drink wine all day. For how long in Massachusetts?
Well, I've
Like
been doing
10 years?
that for a while. I don't know. I think for some time. It's not a lot of money, but...
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to you, Chris.
We're talking about unemployment.
Oh,
in
unemployment.
Massachusetts.
Yeah. Do you have to go to... You can do that all online
You can
now,
do it
right?
all online. I don't have to
no
leave my house.
it?
It's fucking amazing.
In fact, didn't you want a laptop so you specifically wouldn't have to leave bed? Is that
Exactly.
God,
Exactly correct.
God, you were a lazy bastard.
This is Aubrey,
You should
right?
have meant a Snuggie with a laptop.
Wow.
This is Aubrey, right?
Yeah, this is me.
So Aubrey,
Hello.
sup? What's up? How are you?
Hey, I was the Salem Patch editor.
I was just gonna say that. Jesus. So
Yeah.
that's true.
The land of the witches.
Oh, that's Salem.
So how do you?
Yeah.
How long have you been out of patch now?
Me, 10 months, 9 months. My last day was Halloween last year.
I see.
Ooh.
I'm alive.
How do you feel post patch? Are you sleeping again or?
Yeah, I was pretty upset to see how it all went down, but it was kind of a train wreck you could see coming about 50 miles away. Yeah, I'm fine. It's all good. Sad to see my buddy leave because I think he was probably one of the best at social media that they had.
Who?
Chris.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah, pal.
Nah, I mean, I really stopped giving a shit.
Totally.
I
the
know,
end,
but that was
you know.
the beauty of it.
Totally did.
I just was like, God.
You totally.
I really
You
did
checked
stop
out
caring.
so bad. Like, there would be days that would go by, and there'd be like the stupid, shittiest post like the first story. People would be like, "What the fuck? Where's Chris?"
Yeah, you know.
Well, it's better than the people who sign their names now and write in the hey, I had a fried chicken leg today, and then they sign their name.
Oh, and
Who cares?
that little side column there that you could post anything that you want to. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
the editors are now the editor is a regional editor, will be on there, and they'll be like, hey, Jack is out for the day. Here's this fried chicken leg. Love, John. Like,
who did the fried chicken
just,
leg? I don't know that reference.
No, like at restaurants, they'll just post the most innocuous shit.
Ugh.
So, I don't know. I just wanted to welcome Chris to the other side.
Well, thank you. It feels good to be here.
I didn't trust him for a long time, though.
Because I'm very sneaky.
I wouldn't trust him.
You are very sneaky.
I hope that you weren't in any rooms alone with him, because he's really
She was not.
He's really creeping me out. I just want to tell you guys right now.
I don't think anyone at Patch was dumb enough to be in a room alone with me.
No. And
Is he squeaking his chair again?
That's Aubrey's favorite bit.
That is the worst fucking bit on this whole show.
It's Aubrey's favorite.
You said the Jeopardy thing was bad, Chris. That squeaking chair thing sucks.
Bullshit, dude.
I hate that.
Oh, it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it does suck.
Fucking
Ooh, Mike,
genius.
it sounds like having sex. You never have sex, Chris.
I've had sex. Idiot. I've had sex.
Chris, you should tell the story and totally change topics about the women at the bar that night.
Was he squeaking
The
his chair?
women at the bar that night?
The ones you followed home.
Oh, now I want to hear the story.
Well, that sounds a lot worse than it was. Well, Aubrey and I got drinks one night, and the entire time there were these 40-year-olds dressed like they were 20-year-olds. They were being loud as shit, being annoying as fuck. We hated them the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm driving back home to Boston, we were up in New Hampshire visiting our folks. The craziest drunk drivers I've ever seen. So I call 911 on them.
Oh, God.
And I follow them around a little
you
bit.
narc.
I'm surprised that they could even talk.
Isn't it live free or die up there? I mean, come on.
They might have died. They might have died.
It might have been good if you just let them die.
So I followed them around for a little bit, and they kept hopping back and forth across the state border, which fucked up the 911.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And we're at some stop sign, and they come out of their car and start accosting me, start banging on the windows.
Really?
And that was how I realized these are the same drunk lunatics that we hated the entire night at this bar, and they're drunk now.
I can see that. I can see the scene.
It's very Seinfeldian.
All these old 40-year-old
Why you following us? That was what happened.
40-year-old dresses 20-year-old. And they're all banging on you. You freaking piss your pants as soon as one bangs on the windshield.
I'm just glad the doors were locked. 'Cause I don't have automatic locks. That was the real coup for me. That they were all locked.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Wow. Crazy.
Right, you can do that every night.
Crazy. Yeah. He
exactly.
is.
I'm a vigilante now.
He told me just the other day about how he got into a fight with some woman, on the highway. He actually got out of his car and challenged some woman to a fist fight. You just told me the story.
I must have been really drunk.
You just told me the story.
That doesn't
half an hour ago.
Ring a bell.
Oh, it should. Because you said that you rung her bell, with a freaking right hand to the face.
Yeah, I knocked her out.
And I said, man, that's not right. You
should,
I
don't really...
Hey, we do have a new career, but I just wanted to call and say...
New career as a women boxer.
Good job.
Thanks. Thank you, Aubrey. I promise I won't hit any more women.
Okay, pal.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Chris.
I really won't. I didn't. I don't do that.
Thank you for your call, Aubrey. We really appreciate it.
Thanks
have
for
a good night.
classing this up.
You have a good night and watch your back.
Be careful out there on the streets.
Chris, you all right? You look like you're gonna fall over in your chair.
No,
did I embarrass you with the story that you told me with the highway story? Is that
no? Yeah, I mean, I didn't want that to get out. I guess I didn't want that to get out that I fought a woman on the highway, but
not only fought, you lost.
Well, that's now you're lying. Now all of a sudden you're making stuff up.
No, you told me she body slammed you in the middle of '93.
No, nobody body slammed me.
And she put you in the DDT, and you were knocked.
The DDT.
Yeah, you were done.
Like bug spray.
Oh God.
Is that what happened?
I can't believe you never watched wrestling when you were a kid.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't a fucking moron when I was a kid. So
no,
I didn't watch wrestling.
God damn it.
I read Noam Chomsky on Saturday mornings. I was a pretty cool guy.
Wow, man, you must have been a pussy magnet.
You wouldn't believe it.
I mean, you
chicks love it when you read Chomsky.
You probably had cats all over you. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. It's good. It's good. It's funny. Very funny stuff.
All right, tell me more about Patch, Chris.
I
want to know.
You want to know the dirt?
I want to know the dirt.
Yeah.
Because you've had this. You've had. I don't know. You've had this in you for a very long time, and your stories are waiting to come out, Chris. And this is your platform right here.
My platform.
Yeah. A shitty podcast with 10 concurrent listeners.
This is a big audience, but
actually, we haven't won that.
We all know the Patch kind of sucks dick. Kind of taking a big shit right now.
Wow, that's.
Am I wrong about that?
That's groundbreaking.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking rock the boat or anything. I think that's pretty well established.
Who got to you, Chris? Who got to you at the Patch headquarters?
Who got to me?
Who got to you before between last Friday and today? That you're all fucking. You're
like
all fucking,
now that I'm all.
That your asshole's all clenched up now about this.
I see. What do you want to know about it? I feel like it's so well worn territory, so well established. I mean, if you Google it in the business press, no one's like Patch is kicking ass. Everyone is like Patch is fucking fucked up.
I don't know. I think there's a whole group, a cult, you might say, that are Patch strong.
I have not seen anyone outside of some PR flack at Patch. Can I just, that hashtag Patch strong
so stupid.
in the face of our own self-imposed layoffs was so stupid for so many reasons. Number one, from
it's
a
kind
PR,
of insulting.
Pretty insulting. If you're a PR guy, you're essentially implicitly comparing the company to a terroristic bomber.
Which it kind of is.
Well, it's just very strange. On this strictly PR level, I don't know why you're asking for people to be Patch strong.
So
wait a minute. It's tasteless. It's tacky.
So the Patch strong thing though, somebody didn't just come up with that. That was an actual PR. Was that an actual thing from up on high in Patch, or did somebody just kind of say that once and then it just kind of got adopted?
It looked like a couple people said it on Twitter. I don't know what came first, but one of the PR guys at Patch had that as this kind of G-chat status, was hashtag Patch strong, and I was just like, you know what? That is just so out of touch and insane.
We get some Sean Beadle has fans in the chat room.
It's probably Sean Beadle.
No, he's got his own name. We love Sean Beadle too.
He's all right.
No, you told me you love him. Oh, don't do that. That creeps me out so. Oh God, I just want to punch you in the face right now, Chris. Ugh. Stop it! I'm turning down your fucking mic right now. Ugh. Ugh. I'm waiting for you to unload. You've been
waiting for to unload
on Patch. I mean, not to unload any sort of physical unloading, because I definitely don't want to see that. You can do that after I leave.
I think that they had a lot of promise.
Well, they opened up 900 sites right off the bat, right?
That was dumb to do.
Now I saw an article. I think that you linked this article, but the article kind of implied that it was it was kind of strategic that they did it that way, which I don't think that that's actually true. Maybe accidentally strategic, where they kind of cast this wide net, and then they sort of saw, essentially they threw a whole bunch of shit against the wall and saw which of them stuck, which one of those sites are going to be good. So, unfortunately, it cost the jobs of 1,000 people or 500 people.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of interesting the way they put it, though. That they said, it was sort of a strategically they threw out 900 sites and then, closed more than half of them or 2/3 of them, and, to kind of see which markets were going to be the most popular ones. Which I think if that was the strategy, it's pretty heavy-handed, and Tim Armstrong is stupider than I think he is.
I don't think that doesn't sound like a sound business strategy.
It doesn't. But Patch wasn't about a sound business strategy, though.
Well, I don't know if they would consciously.
I'm saying it's plausible. It's plausible.
I don't think they would say let's throw 8 figures down the toilet just to see what sticks.
God, somebody got to you, Chris.
No.
Somebody got to you. You are corporate. You're You're post-layoff corporate, Chris. You disappoint me.
Well, I think it's crazy that all the sites are basically mandated by people in New York now.
Really?
Well, essentially, it's not like we're writing this stupid shit about how much does a generator go for, or all that goddamn real estate shit.
That's thrilling.
They're making fun of our advertisements, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.